dozens of gift certificates. Some you'll even be able to redeem from your smartphone. Shop and buy 24 hours a day and save a ton of money in the process. Save on oil changes, dining out, haircuts, car washes, and more. Our store never closes, but you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
1580 103.3 WPKY. And, of course, time for Coffee Talk. I was just telling Mr. Shane Bogel from the Caldwell County Extension Office that, you know what, I was expecting like 1 inch, something like that. I wasn't expecting inches. And I've got, ponds that would be pretty good for catfish in my front yard at this point. How many inches did you say we got?
Some parts of the county got 4 inches.
Wow.
In the last 2 days.
I wasn't thinking about that at all. And I'm telling you, it come down in blankets and buckets and all that good stuff. So, what does that do for our farmers?
Well, we were getting a little dry. It was wheat seeding time and the last of harvest time. We were getting a little dry. Any farmers that had reseeded pastures, they was needing that rain. So
yeah,
maybe not 4 inches, but it was needing some rain.
Well, it'll make it pretty sloppy, but we were dry enough that I will say, one good day of sunshine, and that really soaked it in.
We hope so. We're still, toward the end of harvest now, but farmers still need to be in those fields, and it'll be a few days before they'll get in some. Well, if nothing else, it did cut down on a little bit of dust anyway. That's right. So my allergies thanked it just a little bit. I'll tell you what, though, what else have we got going on? Because I know we've got harvest. Everybody's worried to death about frost, from what I hear. Yes, and, parts of the county already had that killing frost that we kind of needed for our pastures and things to keep our animals healthy. But some parts of the county have not had that killing frost yet, so that may change by the weekend. How much does that change, what they're doing as far as when they have to have all the crops in by? Well, not so much as having crops in, but a lot of our forages, a light frost on Johnson grass or Sudan grass or some of our warm season forages can cause some toxicity issues in our livestock. Well, and it's like the sugar levels go way up, right? Well, it's actually a toxin that it produces. It's a damage that's done. It's lightly damaged. A killing frost, we don't have that problem. But if it's a light frost, it damages that. It releases a toxin that basically turns the animal's blood black. Oh, wow. It just kind of takes the oxygen out of it, and sometimes you can find a dead cow with its head still in the clump of Johnson grass where that was. So a killing frost is what we need to make sure that that's out. And if we're wrapping that for haylage or cutting it for hay, most of those levels are going to be, by the time we're ready to feed it, are gone anyway. Right. So it's typically only in a grazing situation we have to worry about that. Well, and it is bring on the hay season, and that's, I think, when everybody starts to scramble. That's right. That's right. And we had trouble getting up quality forage this year with all the rain that we've had. So the good news is we had the rain to make it grow. The bad news is we couldn't get it cut. Couldn't get it cut and baled right. That's right. Well, fall brings several things that we have to deal with, and folks always think of the ladybugs coming in their house. I got to say, they haven't been that bad so far. Stink bugs. So far, and that's exactly what we talk about today is the brown marmorated stink bug. This is a fairly new stink bug to the western end of the state. We've had it in eastern Kentucky, and for the most part, what we've had down this way with those are hitchhikers that have come down. We don't have mass numbers of them in western Kentucky, but each year we're seeing just a little bit more and a little bit more. And this stink bug might have been present in soybean fields, but so far has been kind of undetectable. But a couple of our specialists that here in the Princeton area are finding them in their homes. So we thought we'd just tell folks just a little bit about to watch out for with these guys, because in addition to the issues that they cause on our fruits and vegetables and the feeding that they do, when they come inside is where there's the real problem. Ladybugs have an odor. Right. But a stink bug really has an odor. Well, and they want to get in every light fixture you've got and just sit there. Well, the stink bug's a little bigger than that. They're not going to be in those places. But if we have a lot of voids, this is the good time of year to be checking for cracks, get the caulking gun out. Right. Just, for ladybugs and all those other invaders that we have. And we have several things that folks have brought in. We wanted to know what those levels of those stink bugs were. So if folks are finding them, making sure that it is this brown marmorated stink bug, because it does cause quite a bit of agronomic problems. And we kind of want to know and keep up with what the levels are. And so far, they've been low in our traps at the research center here, but we are starting to see them inside. So first step to keeping them out of your house, of course, is sealing your cracks, making sure your screens and windows are locked up good and tight. They They will fly from fields or tree lines looking for a warm place to overwinter. They don't overwinter outside much. They want inside those voids of walls or garages, any place that's not sealed well. Attics.
Those vents where it goes.
Yes,
yeah.
most definitely. And that's a lot of places where you will find them is around a window or in vents right now is when you would be finding those. So make sure that you're sealing up those areas and spend some time winterizing. If heavy infestations occur, insecticides can be a choice, but we normally do not recommend that because that is something the average folks cannot buy the pesticide that indoors that they need.
Right.
So a vacuum cleaner, same as we say with your ladybugs, just vacuum them up, get them out of the house, or involve a professional pest control company. So be watching out for those. There are several critters that are mistaken for that. The box elder bug. There is a couple of soldier bugs that are mistaken for the stink bug.
Well, and I got to admit, growing up, I've always heard of a stink bug, and I've seen them out in the garden and different things. So these are different.
These are different, yes, and they of course are not native to here. They've been shipped in, and the eastern part of the state's been dealing with them since about 2013 or so is when numbers begin. And those was in a field that was being harvested, and the combine screens that catch all the trash and stuff had a 5-gallon bucket full of them.
Oh, wow.
So it was like they're not there, and then boom, they are there. So far in the western end of the state, we're just seeing very minor numbers of them. But in Lexington, got a picture here you can look at, but there was 500 collected over 2 days in a home in Lexington.
Oh, good gravy.
So,
I'd move. Diatomaceous earth is something that people have used over the years for I wonder if it'd work on, because that doesn't hurt, food grade diatomaceous, that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, they are
I just don't know if it'd work on that.
They're hard shelled, and they're not
Right.
That's another thing with the chemicals that we might be using. It's a little something a little hardier to get through that hard shell to kill those. So just exclusion is the best form, but if you're finding them, just suck those up with a vacuum cleaner, get them out of there, keep them from stinking. You don't want to crush them, that release that smell.
Oh, they're nasty.
So,
if they're anything like the other ones, they're nasty.
And when we're talking about our pesticides, that is an investment.
Yes.
If we go to buy those pesticides, herbicides, whatever that may be, that is an investment. And now is the time to be thinking about storing those properly. I do get a couple of calls every year of folks wondering, is this pesticide still bad? I've had it sitting here on a shelf for 2 or 3 years, and
that's a good question, though. Even like your fly sprays and stuff like that. What's the longevity on stuff like that?
Well, they're not cheap, and everything is definitely different. And pesticides can become degraded or unusable during the winter months if we do not store them properly. And some pesticides degraded with extreme temperatures or high humidity. So wintertime, we've got a weather change, and in the summertime with a high humidity. So this can result in crystallization or caking, depending on what kind of product that it is. So number one is keep those pesticides in their original container. That's the law. We are not supposed to change, hey, neighbor, here's you a little bit of this. We don't do that. The reason they're in the container that they're in is because that container can properly store that particular pesticide. So the container is resistant to the chemical in the product, and containers also have the original labeling. So if it's in the original container with the original labeling, we can't mistake it for something that it's not.
Well, I'm going to tell you, don't leave them in those pump sprayers anyway, because you know why? You won't have a seal left next year anyway.
That's
so
right.
It's in your best interest.
That is right. And this is also the time to be looking for any leaks. And when we're preparing pesticides for winter, the integrity of that container is important in its storage. So bags should be checked for tears or leaks, and bags that have been opened should be placed inside another sealed container like the big Ziploc bags or a plastic sealed container of some kind. Bottle and jug should be checked for leaks and make sure that the caps are tightened properly. Number one, which should have already been done, is a good inventory of what you have. Yeah. You don't want to start that season next year and go buy something that might already be sitting in the back.
I do that every year.
A lot of folks do that. At the end of the season, update your inventory. With this inventory, include the trade name and the pesticide, the name of the active ingredient, and the year that you purchased it. So those containers, put the dates on it. Get you a permanent marker when you buy that container. Write the date on it somewhere in permanent marker that how old that is. Segregate your pesticides. Store insecticides, fungicides, and herbicides in separate groups so you don't get them mixed up. Trade names are one thing, but when we get into that chemical name, you've read some of those. You have to have a degree in some kind of...
I do good saying aspirin.
But those active ingredients is actually what we go by to know for sure what a product is. The trade name is just what it's sold by, so folks know what to ask for. So segregate those and keep them separate, either on pallets or shelves, and keep those containers off the floor with dry material stored above the liquids. So if we did have a leak, we don't want...
That makes sense.
Liquid Roundup running down on to powdered stuff that we might be keeping. And check storage requirement. At the end of every pesticide label, there is a section for storage and disposal. And that information's on every label. All labels are laid out the same. We've talked about this before, that the sections on a pesticide label are all in certain order for a reason, so we know where to look. And at the end, you will find that many products need to be stored in a heating building to stay above 32 degrees. So a lot of folks don't know that. And if it freezes and cakes up, that active ingredient may not work anymore.
Well, and that's how I end up with 25 bottles of stuff, is because, I'm like, oh, I need that this year. No, you don't. You have 20. See, my dad will know exactly how many he's got, and I never know, and I go and get it just in case. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I got that last year because it was on sale, and now I have 2. But you don't think about that they do separate sometimes.
Yeah, they do. And if you see a liquid that has a caked appearance down at the bottom of that jug, if you open it and it kind of look to the side and there's a cake down there, that pesticide has changed its makeup and is no longer a viable pesticide.
You can't just shake it.
No. Once it does that, it is in that form, and when it comes from the factory, that's the form that it needs to be used in. And if that form changes and you've got a solid in it, something's wrong. It's either gotten too cold, it's gotten too hot, something has made that not desirable anymore. Also, secure the area that you keep your pesticides. We don't want inadvertent folks stumbling in or stealing, or because you know what product you purchased, but if somebody was to come in, a child or something. So secure those areas. Have a plan that contains leaks for pesticides containers if they rupture, so having something that you can set that over in. Do not store other materials such as food for animals, anything like that, in the same area that your pesticides are. And the floor of this area should be made of a non-porous material that can be cleaned up easy. And post the area, for our farmers that have hired workers, they have to post that this is a chemical storage area, and with dates on it when it's been updated. And also, when we talk about our private applicator trainings, we talk about a spill prevention kit, to have that kitty litter, to have goggles, gloves, and everything handy if you did accidentally knock something over, that it can be taken care of very quickly.
Well, and that kitty litter will take a lot of the smell out, too.
It can.
It does pretty good.
And the final thing, what I normally get the most calls about, is disposing of unneeded materials.
Yeah.
Empty containers should be properly rinsed and discarded, and we do have the recycle, rinse, and return program through Kentucky Department of Ag that will take those pesticide containers after they're cleaned. You'll remove the cap, you'll remove the label, and turn those in for recycling. And also, the main cause that I get is this chemical has been sitting here. I don't remember what it is. It's been here for 10 years. What do I do with it? Well, the Kentucky Department of Ag still will collect unwanted pesticides for free.
Oh, wow.
All you need to do is call the extension office, call me. We will get a time set up for KDA. They will come right to your place. They'll take it and dispose of it properly.
Yeah, because those nifty little directions that come in the pack that's stuck to the side of the thing, a lot of times, I've seen, I don't want to tattle on myself, but there's been times when it didn't necessarily stick back to the side of the bottle. So, you know what I mean?
And that's a good thing with record keeping.
What do people do about that kind of thing?
Is having a folder available that you can remove that and have that in a separate place, because you're right, that label is not meant to stay on that. It's meant to be stored where it's readily available the next time you go to mix.
Well, and if you don't have someplace to put it, then it gets lost.
Yes.
And then you're in a pickle.
Yeah.
You know what else time it is? And I didn't even think about this till I went out and was getting water out of the hose the other day and had to put it back on there. But, the heat tape for all of our tanks and our watering tanks and all that good stuff for our cattle. Right now is a good time.
Good time before, if you wait too long, and we do get a really heavy freeze, then you're going to be doing a lot of repairs.
Hey, all it takes is one time to be traveling back and forth, having to fill that thing up with a 5-gallon bucket over and over and over and over again. You learn. That's how you learn. Get your heat tape out and check it too. Because last year I had I thought, I'll put my warmer on there. Yeah, it didn't work anymore. And I was thinking, well, it's just going to last forever, evidently. But those are things that you can check out too.
Right. So this is the time to be winterizing everything. And if you do end up doing an inventory of your pesticides and you have something that you want rid of, let me know. We'll get KDA. They come very quickly, and we'll take those off free of charge.
That's awesome. Give them a phone number.
Call my office first, 365-2787.
And you're still doing all the testing and the different things that everybody needs?
We will be having some classes for private applicators starting in January. Those probably will not be held at our office if the number restrictions and the 6-foot thing is still going on, because we can't get that many in our meeting room. But we will be having trainings, probably having them at the research center in the new bigger rooms, because I think I looked, we have almost 200 to recertify this coming year. So. Wow. That's about 6 meetings that I will do, and, there'll be several every meeting.
That's a couple.
Yeah.
So watch the website.
Yep.
And give you a call with any questions.
Yep, it'll be on the radio. It will be in the newspaper when we have those dates. And the folks that have cards presently will actually get a card sent directly to them.
Oh, okay.
To recertify.
Like a reminder?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Well, thank you, Shane Bogel, the Caldwell County Extension Office. And I'll tell you, the ladies out there that work with you have got a ton of things going on, too. Anything from recipes to crafts to yoga, story time. I mean, you name it, they've pretty well got it.
Yep.
You're
it's a
lucky.
busy place. Yes, I am.
I'm telling you, those ladies are awesome.
It's a good team.
Well, in the Facebook page, like your social media and your website, it's just exploded with all kinds of things on there. So if nothing else, go on and check it out. Of course, I know the homemakers are very, very interested in having more people. And there's a ton of different, anything from books to cooking or anything in between baking. And the homemakers have pretty well got it out there, too. So you can contact any of them. And that phone number, again, give it to us, Shane.
270-365-2787.
When hard-working families cut costs, government should too. State Representative Lynn Beckler works hard to lower taxes holding us back. He removed regulations on our small businesses and fought for common-sense solutions to the drug epidemic. Endorsed by Right to Life and the NRA, Lynn Beckler makes government work for us. Vote for Lynn Beckler, and he will push for policies that keep our money in our pockets.
Paid for by Lynn Beckler for State Representative.
You may know the Athletic Center for all things screen printed, monogrammed, etc. But did you know they now print signs and banners? You have to check it out. It'll be quite an adventure.
When it comes to a Court of Appeals judge, you want a candidate with strong moral values. Jenny Hines has the experience and will bring Christian values to the bench. A United States Air Force veteran, Jenny Hines is the Kentucky Right to Life candidate of choice for this seat. Remember, a straight party ticket is not a vote for Jenny. Make sure to cast your ballot for Jenny Hines.
As a military and legal veteran, and as a mom, I look forward to being your judge.
Paid for by the committee to elect Jenny Hines.
Local businesses have supported us in every regard. Now it's our turn to support them. Here's a way you can help.
The road crews clearing, the law enforcement protecting, the health officials informing. Our local heroes are paid by you when you shop local businesses. Now more than ever, it's important that we shop local merchants who provide such important sales tax revenue. As we flatten the curve and rebuild, we need you to support local life. Keep our local economy strong with our local businesses. Here today, here tomorrow, we're in this together. This is Beth Mann, President and CEO of the Edge Media Group, asking you to support local.
The Edge Media Group encourages you to support local. Be sure to post what you're doing to show your support. #SupportLocal.
1580 103.3 WPKY. And of course, we're going to go from the Extension Office and Shane Bogel to this pretty lady, Miss Melissa Dockery. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. It's a Wednesday. It's hump day. It's downhill from here. That's
Absolutely.
what I'm saying. Of course, I'll tell you, if you've got to pay your taxes, this pretty lady will make you feel good about it, I think.
Well, we try.
Well,
We try to make it as painless as possible.
bless your heart. You've got to have the most thankless job in the world. Because I don't think anybody looks forward to that. That's just kind of a fact of life, you know?
Unfortunately, it is.
Well, this year, though, because you needed one more thing to do.
Absolutely.
We thought, she's bored. We'll just give her
There's a
something
little
else.
sliver on my plate right there.
She gets to go, taxes on city and county. So your job has really took a different look at this point.
It has, but it hasn't. Everyone thinks that it's a big major deal. The thing is, I think it's going to be more convenient for our county taxpayers who live in the city because they're going to get one bill this year instead of getting two bills. So instead of coming to the sheriff's office to pay your county taxes and then having to go down to City Hall and pay your city taxes, you now have one stop that you have to make because your city taxes are going to be incorporated onto your county bill this year.
That's so much better.
I agree.
I was thinking it was going to be confusing, but now that you say it that way, I think that's going to be a whole lot better.
Yeah, it's simplified. It's just going to be a change for everyone. So don't be looking for two bills if you live in the city. You're only going to have one. It's just going to be on your county bill. It's just going to be a little line that says City of Princeton on there.
Well, and don't be looking for our sheriff to give him a check, right?
Right. Don't give our sheriff a check, please.
Be chasing Stan around. Hey, come here.
I need that money.
You know what, though? In all seriousness, I know that it can be busy, and I know we have busy schedules, especially when we're getting into holidays. You guys have really amped up the hours and amped up everything.
We have. Starting November the 5th, we will be opening at 7:30 in the morning instead of at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be open 7:30 to 4, and that's Monday through Friday. We are going to stay open 2 evenings till 6 p.m. in November. And those days are going to be Friday, November the 20th until 6 p.m. And then again, November the 30th until 6 p.m. Now, the significance of November the 30th is that is the last day that you get the 2% discount. So we wanted to extend those hours to try to give people who maybe work out of town a little bit extra time to get in that day. We're also going to be open a half a day on Saturday, November the 21st from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So
well,
hopefully.
and that's good too. Is not only, don't get me wrong, there's a little bit of a huge reason. Not only do you get kind of spanked a little bit if you're late for it, because there are fees and things like that, like normal, but there is also incentives to get it done.
We try. The state, and this is something I think needs a little bit of clarification. We get a lot of phone calls about, where's my tax bill? Have the tax bills been mailed out? Tax bills will not be mailed out until October the 30th. Everybody's like, well, if you're going to start collecting until November, why so late? The reason that it is so late is because by state, we cannot collect until November the 1st. That is set in stone. So we don't send those tax bills out for people to come into the office hoping that they can pay them early, because we can't. We cannot accept that payment until November 1st. So November the 1st through November the 30th, you do get a 2% discount. The whole entire month of December, it's face value. The month of January, you incur a 5% penalty. And then February 1 until April the 15th, when we turn them over to the county clerk's office, it's a 21% penalty. Now, once we turn them over to the county clerk's office, they're declared delinquent at that point. And of course, you are going to be hit with a lot of penalties and interest at that point.
Well, and I told her the other day, I said, with COVID and everything else, and
yes,
it does get confusing on who's allowing you a little bit of room and to breathe, or
yes,
what we've got to have in. And this year, with there being so many different places that did do a lot of forgiveness and that sort of thing, it does get confusing.
Actually, this year, the state, we were supposed to turn the bills over April the 15th to Tony. The state extended that by 1 month. So we actually had the bills until May 15th this year. So with COVID, they did extend it 1 month to allow people that extra month to pay. So what they're going to do this year, is still yet to be decided, I guess.
I think it's kind of like playing Yahtzee. It's like,
True
oh, look
story.
at there. Look, wow. It's right now, I think you just kind of have to prepare and do the best that you can and make phone calls and ask questions and see what's going on.
Well, we're always available to answer phone calls. I will say, if you don't get out, you can always mail your tax bill in. Now, the importance of that is mailing us a check or a money order. It has to be the exact amount of your bill. We cannot make change. So if you write us a check and it's for a penny less, we're going to mail it back to you. We just cannot do that. The state auditors frown upon us for those types of things, and so that's our policy. Money order checks need to have the bill number on there. Your bill number will be found on the little card that you receive in the mail. Just write that on there so that we can apply it to the proper tax bill.
Is that in the little notes section? Is that where
it's going to be? I think it's at the top left of the bill.
Okay.
Kind of underneath the property identification. So it plainly says bill number on there. Just put it in the memo of your money order or your check, and you can mail it in to the sheriff's office. If you want a receipt, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope, and we will send you a receipt right back. Also, something new this year at the sheriff's office, you can view your taxes online.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, on the county's website at caldwellcounty.ky.gov, you can go online, and down toward the bottom it says property tax information. You click on that hyperlink and it takes you to our tax software. Everything is in there for you. All you have to do is hit the button that says log in, and you can actually look your taxes up online. See how much you owe. If it's now December 1st and you've missed that 2% period, maybe you've lost your bill, you can go in, you can look it up and go, oh, okay, this is how much I owe. You can even print it out from there. So if you've paid your bill and then it comes time to do your income taxes, you can't find your receipt, you can go right in and print it right out, and there you
so that's still going to be up then too?
Absolutely.
Oh,
it's
now
up
that's
all
convenient.
The time.
That's great.
That's something new that we've added this year. So we're really excited about that. That's going to help people out. Another thing is, if you have your taxes paid through escrow, we do not mail your bill to your company, to your mortgage company. That is the responsibility of the taxpayer to forward that bill to whomever it is responsible for paying their taxes. That's another common question that we get. That's just something that they need to forward to them, and then they'll take care of it from there.
Well, and the more things that are really and truly, the more things that start becoming available online, the easier a lot of that is going to be.
Absolutely. Eventually, we are working on getting a credit card payment set up for tax payments only.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully, it will be up and ready by the time November 1st rolls around. I'm not going to hold my breath on it just yet. But hopefully it will be. So people who like to get those points on maybe their credit card for that, larger amount.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It's when you've got to have an exact amount, that makes it a whole heck of a lot easier.
Absolutely. So that's something that we're looking to do. Hopefully it'll be up, like I said before, tax season starts, if not shortly thereafter.
Well, you know what? Just knowing that there's improvements being made and there's, things being, implemented and worked on to try to make our lives easier, that's a good thing.
Well, no one likes to pay their taxes, so we do try to make it a little easier.
Do we get a sticker or a sucker or something?
Hey, I can make you a junior deputy anytime.
Now look at that. We go vote, we get a sticker. We go to the bank, we get a sucker. I'm just saying, what do we get?
Well, it's funny that
we get to live there a little while longer, right?
This is true. But funny you bring that up. For Halloween, the sheriff's office we have bags that we would like to give out to the children of the community, and if they or their parents can stop in at the sheriff's office and pick up a bag. I know there's several things going on the 30th and the 31st for Halloween, and we'll be glad to give them a bag that's reflective and maybe some little treats that are inside of it.
Aw, well, you guys are wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, I picked on her, and look what I got. I got candy out of it. How about that?
Hey, there you go.
You don't know if you don't ask for it. That's what
right.
I'm saying. Melissa Dockery, we sure appreciate you and everything that you do, believe it or not. You put up with a lot.
Well, it's not too bad, but I won't tell everybody that.
Well, and again, if they have questions on the procedures and the dates, because I'm going to tell you, there's no way I'm going to remember all the dates and the incentives and all of that stuff.
Well, the dates, once more, are November, the whole month, 2% discount. December, face value. January 1, 5% penalty.
Well, that's easy to remember then.
February 1 until April the 15th is 21% penalty. So the way I see it is, if you can't get them paid to get that discount, just think by the first of the year I need to have them paid before I get a penalty. And then I need to really have them paid by February 1 or I'm going to get that 21% penalty. Again, call the sheriff's office. We're there to answer the questions. We do the best that we can when we get these phone calls. I will have this posted outside on the bulletin board at the sheriff's office. I will have it posted on the windows at the sheriff's office. And we do try to utilize the Facebook page of the county to get this information out as well.
Well, and again, if you need that, we'll also have it on our website as well.
Yes.
We'll have a full thing of it on there, and we try to do that on a regular basis. So if you can, you can find it somewhere, right?
Absolutely, and a phone call away.
Well, how about that?
365-2088.
Give us that phone number again.
365-2088.
She answered it when I called. And people run from me. You'd be amazed. You know what when they answer the phone, I said, don't tell Sheriff what I want. Don't.
This is true.
That's what I tell him all the time. Don't tell him what I want.
He's like, oh, no.
There's Tess again.
She's going to want me to talk.
We appreciate you coming in and taking the time and again, making sure that all of that's done because we're, our city and county, we're all paying all of those taxes together this year.
Yes.
And I will say with all of that being on one bill this year, I think that's actually going to be helpful.
Yeah, I think once the confusion is kind of settled a little bit and people are looking for that extra bill that they're not going to have, then they're going to like it, that they just have to come in and write one check or pay one bill at that point. So.
Well, it's different. And when we've done the same thing for the same, for exactly. A lot of years, old dog, new trick. So
absolutely.
We appreciate you very much, Melissa Dockery.
Thank you.
Caldwell County Sheriff's Office and get our taxes done on time and with no penalties. So we just got to get that done by the end of the year. It sounds good to me. Stick around. I'll tell you, Heather Boo Boo is in the house. I just saw her walk in. She's my nemesis this week, and it's like the throwdown for Autumn Adventure. Hang on, I'll tell you more about it.
Hello, I'm Jason Redford, Community President, First Southern National Bank. When First Southern National Bank says we believe in you, it means we also believe certain things about you. We believe that you want to live a life of margin, where you can balance spending, saving, and giving. We believe that you want to make wise financial decisions to enable that kind of living. Because we believe in you, we are here for you every step of the way. Visit fsmb.net to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Out of an abundance of caution and in your best interest, public access to the Princeton Electric Plant Board office is restricted. Normal business operations will continue utilizing the drive-through window. Bill payments using online methods, bank drafts, and credit cards are encouraged, but checks and cash will continue to be accepted methods of payment. Utilizing the free online payment system from the comfort of your own home is both safer and more efficient for you. You will only need your account number, which is located on your bill, and a credit card or debit card to use this convenient feature. In an effort to help our community and assist our neighbors during this time of uncertainty, Princeton Electric Plant Board invites customers to call the office if they need additional time to pay their electric bill due to the loss of work. We appreciate our customers and look forward to working through this together.
Let the gifting start with Kohl's lowest prices of the season. Prices so low, no coupons needed. Get Sonoma tops for her, only $7.99. Shoes for the family are $29.99 and under. And save on Toastmaster small appliances, just $9.99. Plus, get a little more for your wallet with Kohl's Cash. Plus, fast and free store pickup. It's the lowest prices of the season, Wednesday through Sunday at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles, see store or Kohl's.com for details.
1580 103.3 WPKY. And Heather's in the house.
Hi, Tess.
It's on this week.
It's on. Hey,
well,
Tess.
she even called me out with Wade White last night. I mean, she's serious.
He's Team Heather.
No, he is not Team Heather.
Well, you call him out so much, I figured he had to be Team Heather because you're always saying
that. It could get worse. That's why he's going to be Team Tess. He knows it can get worse, don't you, Wade? He knows what's up. It's a whole lot of fun. And we've already had fun with it. And since we can't win, we decided, well, I can beat Heather.
or I can beat Tess. That
could be my prize. So that's what we're doing is all week long we're going from place to place and trying to basically beat each other. We're trying to, in a nice, polite way, I'm sure. But when we go, it's different deals at different places. And it's kind of like a bingo card. I guess it's kind of the way it looks. It's a lot of squares on the front.
That's right.
But you don't have to get them in a different. Somebody asked me if you did have to do like all diagonal or something. No. It can be as random as my brain is every day. You can just do it for whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and
really
you
random.
do. See, she's getting it. But I think it's cool because it's places that you go anyway.
Right.
Like it's the grocery store. Mm-hmm. It's Ackridge's. It's places like Majestic or Auto Parts. Go get your windshield wiper stuff with the ice thing in it.
Yes.
It's time for that.
Wipers changed.
You go see a Veet at Falder's. I mean, they got two of them. It's I don't know. It's a lot of fun, and it's places you're going to go anyway. The gun store, of course, deer season's coming up. And how many restaurants?
Hey, they have a pink gun there. I found it
when
I was
really?
getting my stamp.
I don't know.
All 5 stamps that I've already gotten. Tess.
I took a nap yesterday, and she cheated.
I didn't cheat. It was not cheating. I just wasn't lazy.
I never take a nap. And the one day I take a nap, she decides to go on a binge.
I didn't go on a binge. I just, divided it up and know how many I have to get every day to beat you.
I had to get my rest because I had to bowl last night. And that's serious business.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. I walked in, Tess got a strike. I thought maybe I would be bad luck, but I think I was good luck.
You were good luck. I'm telling you that we take our bowling seriously around here.
Yes, this is true.
Especially on Tuesday nights. It's very competitive, and surprise, but it is very competitive. And today's dollar day, so it'd be a great day to go get your stamp today because today's dollar day. It's like $1 hot dog and $1 bowling and per game and $1 shoes and $1 all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
I know. It's a really good deal. So you can get it stamped out there. All kinds of places to eat. And MJ's Lattes.
Yes, I brought you something today, Tess.
You know what this is? It's a nice way to poke me with a stick is what she's doing this morning.
The little MJ Lattes thing here on the cup, that's what my stamp looks like that's on my paper.
Do you see? Ow! That hurt a little bit. She likes to poke the bear, but she's going to find out that's not a good idea here in just a little bit. But I'll tell you, MJ's Lattes, thank you very much because this tastes amazing. And of course, if she's going to bring me coffee every time she pokes me with a stick, I guess she could poke me every day. That's why I poke ahead. You know what? If you see us out and about, though, we might have a goodie for you. If we see somebody at, did I mention 25 different locations? Hello? Treasures remembered when you go out to get your flowers to send me for Thanksgiving or whatever thing you're going to send me.
My birthday's next month.
Oh, Heather turns older next month is what I heard.
Well, we didn't have to talk about that.
When we send her the bouquet from Treasures Remembered, but if we catch you doing that, then we've got a little goodie for you.
Mm-hmm.
So right. you look around, we could be doing that as well. And we would love to see you posting pictures and tagging us. We would love to. We'd love that because we just like to fight on social media.
Yes, if you see any of our posts that are going back and forth, show us your card. Yeah. Let us see how many you have. Maybe you're beating us.
Share. And you know what? As long as it's for support local, I'm okay with losing. That's what I'm saying.
The good thing is, not us, but they are going to be able to win prizes.
Huge. You know how I said there's 25 different, did I say 25? How about 25 sponsors for this thing? And each one of them is thrown in a gift card.
Mm-hmm. $20 gift card.
$20 gift card for 25. Yeah, do those calculations. I'm talking about some really, really, really huge prize for this. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be really nice.
And there'll be multiple winners. So,
well, and you're not really going out of your way because you're going places you're going anyway.
Right.
I mean, if you're like us.
Me, Tin Roof, Bella Marie, I could spend some gift cards.
Oh, I could go down to the Cats. Now,
The
see.
cat-
no,
the
wait.
Cats, yeah.
This is like the best thing
Are
ever.
you a reader? I'm a reader.
No, I'm not a reader, but I'm a cat
Well, I could
person.
go pet the cat.
I love Maggie. That's what my daughter's a reader. So this is what you can do.
Or Cozy Living. I mean, all these places have animals. Woo!
You can go. Oh, I love Dake. I'm telling you. That's a great. I'm not even saying where I'm going today. So if you go down to see Maggie Gamma down at the Cat's Tail, even if you don't have a cat at home, so you can take a picture of Maggie's cats, and you can. Oh, just wait. It's not. Hey, you take a picture, and then you post it and upload it onto our website at WPKYonline.com. You could win a $100 gift certificate and prize pack from PetSmart, right? Well, while you're there, just let Maggie stamp your card too. You get in on 2 contests at the same time with 1 visit.
Brilliant.
Right?
I think if I could do that, I would, but I can't because I can't win.
I'm gonna.
But that is such a great idea.
I have those every once in a while. Hey, you know what? It is. It's great. It's a lot of fun. It's called the Autumn Adventure, and it's all over town, and so are we. So make sure that you get in on it. If you see us, wave at us while you're there, because we got some freebies to gift you with. It is the Autumn Adventure, and 1580 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
You're listening to the voice of Caldwell County, 1580 103.3 WPKY Princeton, an Edge Media Group station.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Former President Barack Obama is holding his first rally of the 2020 campaign for Joe Biden